Blessings and wholeness, tribe. Much love. Just a tree here. How you doing today? Hope you're having a beautiful, wonderful day today. And just wanted to reach out to you today because I have a message I'd like to share and a mission. So, for those of you who don't know me, I go by the name The Life Cultivationist. I'm a permaculturalist, an herbalist, and breatharian in New Mexico, in Chimayo. And part of my life mission is to help this world at this time move through the phases that we're moving through, and in the ways that we have power over. So I want to issue forth a challenge to myself and to everyone right now. I intend to, and I just want to speak this to alchemically create it more. I'm doubling down this year. I'm going to help more people heal themselves, and I'm going to plant as many trees as possible and heal as much of the earth as possible. Now, this has been my message and my mission for a decade or more already, but I'm leveling up. I'm taking it to new levels. I'm actually going to make it my personal mission to heal the planet and all the people on it this year. So hear me out. Check it out. There is a technology for sequestering carbon and creating food. It's called a tree. And permaculturists have been chanting this for many decades now, but this year there was a scientist who did the research and figured out exactly how many trees we need to plant where to ameliorate the global warming problem. We can do it this year. I just want you to stew on that for a minute. Like, we could fix this problem this year. Everyone. But, I can't personally plant 1 billion trees in 1 year. There's physical limitations. This is going to have to be a collective effort. And so I'm going to explain how we can do this work of healing the planet, healing ourselves, and making money. This is my goal and aim is to hone this. So this may be an evolving process, but to kind of issue off, start on a good foot, so to speak. So the challenge is, the Life Cultivationist challenge is that each individual who hears this is going to take it upon themselves to get their health together this year, or plant a tree, or both. Beyond that, I challenge you to plant not just a tree, but a whole garden full of trees and shrubs and flowers and everything. But I know there's limitations, and everybody's got land. There's things. So if you're not going to plant a tree, or if you can't plant a tree, maybe you can start your own campaign to encourage people to plant trees, or to start a community garden, or to start a group around starting to educate yourself about how we can ameliorate this problem, how we can take back community lands and bioremediate the planet. We have all the technologies and tools within the realm of science and permaculture, and all of the creative solutions that are being presented and brought forth in the global community. And it's just a matter of time, and we're going to get the collective will to do it. Now, things are pretty dire, so I think it's a pretty good time. Let's bust out our skills. Let's bust out our tools. Let's do this, So that comes to another level. So one of the reasons that's holding us back is we're not taking proper care of our health, great many of our human family. And that's where I'd like to purvey this idea of a product line that I've never in my life, I've always been trying to figure out this problem of how do we live on the earth using permaculture, wildcrafting, prana technique, etc., so that we don't have to be dependent upon the system. And that's still my goal. I still view the true gold in this world to be inside human beings and inside plants and animals and the stars and the planets and creation. That's the real gold. It's the real currency, the real energy that keeps us all living, that keeps us all alive. And you're an energy being, you're electrical. Your health is your wealth primarily. And these are all truisms. But this year I finally came across a healthy philosophy of wealth, whereby you view it as a form of energy, whereby you don't seek to be in competition. You don't move from a mind frame of lack or of greed or animalistic things, but from being a creator, for wanting to improve yourself and your community and the world. And so this is my heart wish, always has been. There's a company that I just got involved with called Purium. Now, Purium's fantastic. Many of you may be familiar with it already. I'm super stoked about it because I've never been able to hook on to something else that somebody else created, because I just didn't find that it had that level of purity that was like good enough for me. But Purium's got it. They've got an ethos that entails being aware of embedded energy, of single-use plastics, of the fact that human beings need phytonutrients and phytochemicals in order to heal. It's just necessary. And so they created these wonderful superfood products and juices that you can, use to level up your own well-being and wellness. And when we take that responsibility to take care of ourselves, physically and psychologically, and we become more responsible, more energetically strong, and more capable of taking care of our families, our community, etc. So this I really see to be zone zero of permaculture, as you taking care of you. And I want to make clear that I care about every one of you out there. You are all my family. You're all part of my light brothers and sisters in this world, and we need to re-ingrain to a culture of that, and of applauding each other for our creative efforts and our wins and not cutting each other down, So, and this is part of the philosophy of the company of Purium as well. They're very much forward-thinking about ecology, health of people, and financial wellness. So they have a network marketing business model, which just means, say you may be dealing with diabetes, and you decide to do the ultimate transformation, which is essentially what I would suggest as an herbalist to anyone dealing with any health issues after all my practice with prana and everything. And I'll get into that, a little bit of the nitty gritty of how the body works. We'll save that. For now, say you're diabetic and overweight, and you decide to do the 30-day ultimate transformation, which is essentially intermittent fasting combined with superfood juices, combined with probiotics, and combined with anti-parasitic herbs and herbs that will clean glyphosate out of the body. So it's a big old detox. You're going to clean up the lymph system, you're going to lose weight, and you're going to normalize your blood sugar regulation through this, doing this transformation. So you do that, you lose weight, you're feeling better, you look better, your energy improves. People are going, "What are you doing?" And you go, "I'm doing this Purium thing, or whatever, I'm juicing, I'm exercising, and I'm doing Purium," or, it doesn't have to be Purium. Like, you can juice, you can but let me tell you why I think Purium is good. So on the one hand, they've formulated very well. They've formulated a good blend of probiotics, a good blend of enzymes and amino acids, a good blend of superfoods that give you complete nutrition, including things like, they have on their product line things that I use and suggest to people normally anyways, which are things like medicinal mushrooms, maca, chelators like spirulina, all kinds of good stuff that I'm already telling people to use, but it's all just put together. So I find this to be super key, and the thing about it that I like also is I find, as someone who's been meditating for many years on doing a sense meditation with everything that I put in my body, and I've been growing or wildcrafting herbs, tasting it, feeling how it tastes in my mouth, sensing all the flavors, smelling it, looking at it, feeling it in my body, I'm practiced at this, and I can tell the Purium powders are of a higher vibrational quality than the juices I've been doing with organic stuff I bought from the store, because that stuff from the store has been, grown and in like Chile or wherever, California, been in transit, sat in a storage, got to a shelf, came home, sat on my shelf or the fridge before I juiced it, and all the while, all the nutrient is just bleeding out. And the prurine juices, they just take the stuff right off the field, throw it right in a freeze dryer, and you got enzymes intact, nutrient intact, almost 100%. It's almost as good as fresh like that, And that's the way I do it very often and have. Like, here's a dandelion, let me go juice this, And I highly suggest that too. That's even like next level, That's part of what we're gonna get into, But yeah, so that's the network modeling, the network marketing model, and that's what Purium offers is this. Like, it's basically you're just purveying health to your friends, and you're getting enriched by it physically and monetarily. They tell friends, same goes, it helps you out, and on it goes. So I see this to be very naturalistic in terms of looking at it through like a permacultural lens, like the network of mycelium in the soil and these little nodes that branch out and connect. And every business relies on their network for marketing too. Whether you're a sole proprietor, doing permaculture out in the desert, I'm still trying to fish people from my network to come to my classes and buy my herbs and, buy my book and so forth, And it can be really trying for an individual, but something like Purium, if I can do this and have it help me sustain me economically, it'll help my other efforts and works. And at the same time, I'm purveying health. So it's totally something you can feel conscionable about. You can feel good about yourself of like, I'm putting health into the world, I'm enriching my family, I'm helping my health, and then I can spread. And this has always been my philosophy. Those of you who've been following me, I've been sharing this for years. If you heal yourself, you can then heal other people, because it's like, I call it the oxygen in the airplane thing. When the mask drops down, they say, put it on yourself before you go help anyone else, because if you go help everybody else and then you pass out, what good are you, and you've not helped your own self at the same time. So, and on that level, we don't realize that as bioaccumulators at the top of the food chain, all of the toxicity that we put out into the world goes into us most. It's like, it's just science, people. It's not like, I'm not judging your lifestyle, I'm not judging, like, we gotta just quit the chem life, this culture of death, and we gotta get on the natch life. And that's what I feel plants are agents of change. You get them into people and they just start changing your mind, because your body is your mind, and what you put in your body becomes your mind. And that's the other thing I like about fasting and the pranic practice, is the more empty I am, the more I'm just me, my own self only. Nothing changing the consciousness, nothing of influencing, So that's really fun stuff. Let me get into that for a minute too, the whole pranic practice, and why it would be useful and incumbent upon you to take care of yourself in this way, either through Purium or juicing, or just any little thing you can do to bring your diet and your self-care practice to another level. Some meditation, some qigong, go for a run, just eat an apple instead of those chips at work, just find ways. And the reason is, like, there's so much worry right now about the coronavirus, and it's affecting the economics of the world, and I hate to bust everybody's bubble, y'all, but it's just the flu. It's got like a 3% mortality rate. Like, your mortality isn't that threatened. Really, it's very small, There's a greater epidemics and pandemics, cancer, diabetes, heart disease. 600,000 people will die in America alone this year from heart disease. But that's not newsworthy. That's not drama-worthy shit, That's not hype-worthy. It's just hype, peeps. However, I don't want to downplay. There's people dying. Most of those people are going to be sick, infirm, old, or young, However, there's ways you can protect yourself, and that's one of these is intermittent fasting, some kind of plant food cleansing program. Doesn't matter if you're paleo, keto, you know, vegan, whatever. Just like do a cleanse once a year. Do some fasting. It's shown to increase your immunity. You can look up that information for yourself. Medicinal mushrooms, also clinically shown. Reishi, chaga, turkey tail. Here we have artist conch. Actually, all mushrooms are shown to be beneficial immunologically and good at killing the killer or activating killer T cells that kill cancer. So, good to incorporate medicinal mushrooms. Let's see. Also, breath work increases immunity. If you're freaked out, running around scared, that's going to decrease your immunity. So, just relax, breathe, fast a little bit, have a nice juice, sing a song. You'll be okay. Don't worry about coronavirus. But level up your game. Now's the time, because it's this accumulation. As bioaccumulators, there's this accumulative part of the body. So if you eat food for 40 years and you never cleanse, think about the mountains of food that have gone through here. And your lymph system is your immune system. It's also the septic system. Everything that goes here turns to shit, literally, and has to go through your lymphatic system. And it has to sort all that out. So if you juice, you just give it all a rest. You give your digestion a rest, you give your lymph system a rest and a wash. Give your cells a wash and some cellular repair, some nutrient, so they can do some repair. Add immune modulators in there. Bump up that cellular power, get out into the sun, get some exercise, it all clear up. So it all connects, and it's a lifestyle that's fun and enjoyable, and so it doesn't have to be hard. So that's the whole thing about the self-care tip. Now the care of the earth tip. If it's the case that we only have, I forget the number of trees. It's on the order of billions. I'll get to the details so we can get down with this nitty gritty. Just give me time. I'm still formulating these intentions even, but we're going to do this, and I think we can do this together. And it's the network marketing model. So take it with the permaculture. Say, I'm going to take the Life Cultivationist Challenge. I'm going to juice at least this month, and I'm going to plant an apple tree in the yard, and I'm going to tell one person about the Life Cultivationist Challenge, and then say they do it, one part of that, and that person shares it too, and pretty soon your one act and your bit of sharing that didn't, take much has now rippled out into hundreds of people planting trees and taking care of their health. That's what I wish to see. That's my goal with this challenge. So, y'all holler if you hear me. Come on, let's do this. It's our planet. It's our life. Let's take care of it. Let's get it together. Enough crying and whining, right? So, I hope y'all can feel me there. It's all out of love. That's basically it. There's different levels of that. There's other things you could do in terms of the Life Cultivationist Challenge, like learn 10 wild edibles that grow in your area. There's actually 13 plants that follow human footprint everywhere in disturbed soils that can feed the whole population. There are things like amaranth, lamb's quarter, dandelion, smartweed, mallow, purslane, chicory. I've dropped a few, but I'll get back to you on those too, in case you're interested. They're everywhere across the planet. So there's no reason why you can't get wild, good food. And through this purium thing, there's this economic opportunity you can get. You're gonna go to the grocery store anyways. You do this, it pays for some of your meals, and then if you're selling it and making money, and your meals are paid for, plus you're making money, plus you're sharing health, plus we're fixing up this mess. So that's what I'm basically calling out. Accountability for one and all. Let's take care of this together. No one of us can do it all on our own, but it's all of our home and all of our family And what do we do with our home and family? Right? Get your house in order. All right. Love you, my people. Be well.